Typically, women in trucking doesn't get involved in lobbying because we have both drivers and carriers that are members, and a lot of times they don't agree on things like yield days and hours of service, so we remain neutral on those. But one thing I am working toward legislatively is to get the option, and I'm saying option, and I'm using that word option so that people understand that if a company wants to use a bona fide occupational exemption to adopt a same-gender training policy, they can do that. Now, in Canada, you can have a same-gender training policy. In the United States, you can't do that because one company was sued because it took a little longer for the female trainees to get a female trainer. So the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, which is our government, sued them and said, you're denying them employment, which is not true at all. In fact, who would deny employment to a qualified candidate these days? But if a carrier wants to adopt a same-gender training policy, I personally feel it will actually bring in more female trainers. I think a lot of women might not want to train because who wants to be assigned to an unrelated individual who you don't know of the opposite gender? So again, I'm working on that legislatively, looking for carrier and industry support so that I can go to my congressman and say, let's get some legislation passed to allow companies to adopt a same-gender training policy if they so choose. There's no other mode of transportation that mixes men and women in a work environment where there's a bed in close proximity. So we think that in the trucking industry that needs to be changed.